everybody, welcome back to Jimia's Promo, and today we're going to talk about some of the cases I've been using lately on the Galaxy S20 series between the S20 and the S20 Ultra. Now, we will be covering these two cases right here first, just because these fit the Galaxy S20. This is the main phone I've been using lately, just because of the size, weight, and the camera operates much better than the S20 Ultra. So let's move these two aside, and then we'll talk about everything I've been using for the S20. Now, I did kind of go off on a limb and I purchased a brand I've never used or heard of before, and I'm actually quite fond of this clear case. Now, this is the case you've been seeing in the majority of my videos lately that's been clear. It's got basically, it almost looks like a bumper around the phone, and it comes from a company that is called FLoveMe or FLoveMe. I have no idea, but I am such a big fan of this one, just the way that it feels. It's not too sticky, but it is not slippery. Sometimes you hold onto a case and it just kind of has that little slippery feel. You don't really feel too confident holding it. Sometimes it sends little shivers and goosebumps, you know, down your little arm just because you're not comfortable with it. You can also see that on the inside it has those little dots, the little dot technology, and so that will actually help with some of the absorption when you drop it. Also, when you place it inside of there, this one is a little like 2 or 3 piecer. You'll take off this little cover, which it does stick very hard when you actually put your phone inside of there. Around the corners and the edges, it kind of just sucks the phone right in, and it actually just feels really good. But this one again is from FLoveMe. They're actually very cheap. The prices of these ones are right around $18, and you can maybe get, I believe the clear one is on sale right now for $13 or $14. This other one that's sitting right over here that has a little bit more plastic to it, a little bit more rubber to it, also a little bit of metal inside of there, so you have a small little key ring that is sitting right here. So this way, what you're able to do is when you plop this open, you can spin this around, you can place your finger inside of there, so you have a little bit more support when you hold on to the phone. Also, you'll serve as a little tripod, or a little, not a tripod, but a little kickstand. So this way you can sit it up. You can also push this down in a couple different ways. If you needed to, you can spin it this way and you can have it sit up this way. So it does a really good job as a little built-in kickstand, along with also putting your finger inside of there if that's something that you're into. You can also let it sit up like this. So let's first kind of put this phone, inside of here. Now what's going to happen is it's going to just sit inside and it'll kind of suction on in. It does a really good job. When you place this in, just make sure it's put in correctly. You want to take a look at the top and the bottom. You also want to push it in everywhere, so this way it's just going to be all snug, stuck. It does a very good job with the clearance on the top. Not only just the top and the bottom, but you can see also along the edges. Right over here, when you place your phone down, it is not going to touch the screen at all. And it's also a clear case. I'm a big fan of clear cases, so you can actually see the color of the phone that you have purchased. And then around the camera cutout right over there on the very back, the whole camera setup, you're going to have a pretty big dip inside of there, so it will not interfere when you do your ultra wide images, but it's going to give it enough protection if anything was to happen. If you were to drop your phone on the ground or anything like that, it's not going to puncture unless if it's a really tall big rock going back there. But again, as I mentioned from before, the feel of this one just feels really good. It will never slip out of the hand. I like the size of this phone better than the Ultra, and actually the main cases I've been using lately was actually from Scooch. But because Scooch does not make it for the smaller version, I went off and I had to purchase something brand new, and I'm so glad that I did. Again, it feels good. The clickability of the buttons are there. Everything is lined up the way that they're supposed to be lined up. So let's just actually move on over to the very next one from the exact same company. Now, putting this one to the side, we're still going to go with that exact same company here, that FLoveMe. This one is going to be way easier to put in. Once you place it in, it's sitting there. These buttons are actually pretty good. Sometimes when you get those really cheap cases, right around that $13 to $18, you might have some of these buttons that are not really in there that great. It does a fantastic job right there. It feels really good. You have a bunch of bumpers that's on the corner, so if you're looking for something with a little bit more protection, you can go with this one. The only thing is that the clearance on the front of the screen is not as large as the other one that we just saw. So that little plastic one, I feel more comfortable when I actually place it down like this. But the way that this one looks, And the functionality of this little key ring in the back is actually fantastic. You can spin it, you put your finger in there, you're good to go. It's not going to fall out. You can hold it really however you want to. There's also some accessories I believe you can even attach, onto key rings, things like that. Also, the nice thing is that it will act as a kickstand, and it also has basically a built-in magnet as well. The only downside is that you will not be able to wirelessly charge with this case on, but as you've seen from before, it's super simple to take off. So this way you just take it off, wirelessly charge it, you can put it right back on, and no harm, no foul. So at the end of the day with this one, I'm gonna give this one a pretty high rating. You will not be able to wirelessly charge it, but because it has a key ring, because you're able to use it, it has a lot of functionality, not only as the ring, but as a kickstand, as well as a magnet for your vehicle. It looks good, and I think it'll protect it pretty well. I would actually give it a little bit bigger or better of a rating. I'll probably give it like a 9 or 10 if they were able to bring up these bumpers just a little bit taller. So this way I feel more confident with actually placing it down on the screen like this, which I always do. When it comes to this one, I'm not really looking for functionality. I'm looking for something that is clear and something protective and something not slippery, along with clickability. This one actually has all of it. Now, even though it is in 2 pieces, it's not really a big issue because you shouldn't have to take this off. And this has been the case that I've been using actually as my very first and only case really on the S20. The only other time I've been using this one was just to give this one a test. So this one is still a really good job. I'm a big fan of this clear case. Now again, I will be placing the links of all of these below the video. The ones we just got done talking about is from FLoveMe or FLoveMe. Now moving over to the Galaxy S20 Ultra, these are 2 different cases I've mentioned from before. This one over here is Nimbus 9. This one is what it looks like. This one's actually for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, but it's Nimbus 9, Sirius 2, and one of the nice things about it is that it does have a built-in magnet on the back of this one. You can still wirelessly charge your phone, which is fantastic. Wirelessly charging is actually just right here, so you can still place this on there and get it charged up, but you can go off, you can get their little car mount with this one, and then you'd be able to mount it inside your vehicle, inside the air vent. One of the things that I kind of consider maybe not normal is I don't use this in my vehicle. It does a good job, but it's not my cup of tea. I use this on the normal day-to-day basis of usage around the house. This is something that I am used to. I hold the phone like this, and it could be because of Scooch, where I always have my little wingman right here too. But I love it because this will also act as my little kickstand, where I place it down like this. I can watch YouTube this way, watch YouTube this way. It gives me something to hold on to, and I know I'm not going to drop it. The clickability of the buttons are great. It's not really that slippery, but it's also not something that is sticky. It's just right in the middle of everything. The plastic one that we saw before, this little clear one, was a little bit more sticky than this one, but I still have a lot of confidence. It just happens to be that I always, for some reason, have this on the back. Now, if you're curious for this Sirius 9, I'll place a link below the video. If you're also curious for the little car mount, I'll place this below the video as well. And moving over to the other one that I'm just going to leave on the phone here as well is Scooch. This is a brand I've been using actually ever since they came out. I helped them even choose their packaging long time ago when I first met them. This one's just fantastic because, again, kickstand up, kickstand down. This one actually goes inside your air vent, so it can hold inside of there. You can hold it as a grippage here. Some people ask about wirelessly charging. All you got to do is just take this one off, and then you charge it. And then this way, when you're done charging, you put this back on, so you don't have to take the case off. And also, too, let me grab this guy. Acts as a built-in magnet as well. And so both of these are super strong. They do a really good job between the Sirius 9 and also the Scooch. Now, I'm not really going to say anything too negative on all of these, just because I want to give you the full opportunity of choosing which one is more your style. So this one is a big brand that I love to use. Clickability, again, on both of these two, they are great. The holdage is great. This one has bumpers around the corners, so if you want to look for a little bit more protection, if you want a clear case that you can see the back of your phone, or if you want something that is not so clear, then you can go with this Nimbus 9 right over here. Both of them, I like both of these. That's why I actually switch between the two. So I would probably use this one for a week, and then this one for a week, this one for a week, this one for a week. But because I do miss having something on the back of the phone, that is why, for some reason, with this Nimbus 9, I just place this on the back, and then now this is what I hold on with. So this is pretty much the end of the video now. This one right here is Nimbus 9. This is the Sirius 2. This is what I've been using for the Galaxy S20 Ultra. I also use Scooch. This is the Wingman series. This way I have magnet here, magnets built inside of here. I have this one for when I want to hold on to it. This comes off for wirelessly charging. This one also wirelessly charges your phone when it's in use. This one I've been using for the S20. If you want one that has multifunction, again, where you have a key ring, you can spin it, put your finger inside of there. You cannot wirelessly charge through this one. You just have to take the case off, but it is easy to take it off, and also serves as a kickstand as well as magnet. And then the last one, if you want one that's clear, simple, easy, basic, but feels really good. It also looks really good. And really the functionality is just to see the phone and also hold on to it without it being slippery. So both of these are from FLoveMe, Scooch. It's Nimbus 9. I hope this has helped you guys out. I went through everything, really kind of a casual type video, but I wanted to share with you some cases that I truly love and I've been using, and I would also suggest and recommend. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit and subscribe. Subscribe right over here in the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.